Okay, I'm Lisa Lopez, coming to you from Coventry here in the UK, and I have the absolutely amazing pleasure tonight to be interviewing, I should say, one of my mentors, Kathleen Deggelman. So I'm really excited to be here with you, Kathleen. How are you this evening?
Right, it's daytime. I'm wonderful. Thank you, Lisa. It's wonderful to be here with you.
Awesome. So, Kathleen, I'm just going to introduce you because, well, lots of people do know you, but there's still some people out there that are not familiar with you. So, Kathleen found network marketing in 2006 after spending 25 years in corporate America. In just 2 years, she reached the 7-figure rank in both companies that she joined. And she has created a network of over 70,000 distributors in 50 countries. So amazing lady. She has also been ranked as one of the most powerful women in network marketing. And she had the amazing pleasure of being a speaker at the Eric Worre event in Las Vegas last year. And I think are you set to speak there again this year, Kathleen?
I am. I'll be back in April at the, Top Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing event with Eric and Marina Worre. We'll be back in Las Vegas April, I think it's about April 19th, something like that.
Awesome. So she's here with me tonight. I've got you for the evening. And she's going to share her 6- and 7-figure success story with us. Is it rock and roll, Kathleen?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. So my first question I've got for you tonight, I know it's 12 at noon, isn't it, over there in the States?
Yeah, today for me, but night for you.
That's it. Okay, so what are the top differentiating factors between successful and unsuccessful people in network marketing?
Well, what's interesting about that question, Lisa, is if you took off network marketing, it's the same no matter what the business is, whether it's real estate, whether it's medical sales, being a doctor. I mean, no matter what your business is, no matter what you're doing, or it might be something having to do with your health or your relationships, it's the same components that just make up a successful person. They definitely apply to network marketing too. And what I found over the years, it's just the consistency of doing the daily work. It's taking the action. So many people come into network marketing, they come in and out of it, and they dabble in it. And thought I turned that off. And I have 2 phones, so I guess I turned one of them off. They don't. People have high hopes when they first come in, but a lot of people kind of spin their wheels or take too much time off, and then they start over. The hardest way to build a network marketing business is to come in and out of it, because you're constantly pressing reset. If you find a great company to work with and you've got a great upline and team to partner with, the best thing you can do is to lock arms with them and create a huge vision and just daily take the actions that you need to take to build this. And the most important ones are get out there and talking to people, whether it's face-to-face or online with social media. It's real easy to stay behind the scenes, especially in the internet world that we live in now, and not actually talk to people. And talk to people doesn't necessarily have to mean face-to-face. It could be a Facebook message, it could be email, it could be Skype. But what I found, it's just that there's a lot of people that are very fired up in the beginning, but they don't necessarily stay with it. And no matter what you're doing, if you quit anything, you're not going to get what you wanted to achieve in the first place. And so really it all boils down to just being consistent, no matter what your business is. Before I found network marketing, I was a real estate agent in San Francisco, and it was the same thing there. If I didn't consistently talk to new buyers and sellers, I wasn't going to be successful. And so you just have to keep at it. And, sometimes I think people can get kind of hung up on, a success that maybe they previously had in another business, and network marketing is different. We do have our nuances, but as you start to understand the difference, it's pretty easy to never look back. Like you said, I was in corporate America for over 25 years, and once I figured out what this was, I was very, very excited. And my 10-year anniversary is coming up in a few months. And trust me, I have never looked back, never, ever considered going back to traditional business.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So what do you think is the biggest obstacle for network marketers, and what insights can you offer them to overcome that?
Well, a lot of times people come to me, Lisa, and they say, I'm just having a hard time with the follow through, or I'm just having a hard time going through, what we call the daily disciplines, reaching out to people, connecting with people, sharing the plan, sharing the products that your company has to offer or the services, and doing it on a daily basis. A lot of times people think it's a discipline problem, but it's actually a vision issue. If you have a big enough vision, if you have a big enough why, that is going to move you forward to do those daily activities that you need to do. So if you're having trouble actually getting it done, take a step back and look at it as why you wanted to do this in the first place, and really ask yourself, have you really figured out, have you really developed your why as to why you want to do this in the first place? And if it's not big enough, if it's not something that is emotional to you, then you need to go back and really think about, if you were to be successful in network marketing, how would you like it to change your life? And to really write those things down, create a dream board, create a huge vision, because it will propel you forward to do those daily disciplines. I think that's one of the biggest things that holds people back. And then it's just good old fashioned fear. I think sometimes people have a hard time just stepping out of their comfort zones. And all we can do is encourage you to take those first steps, because once you start to get the hang of it, that's when it really starts to become fun. But it does take, jumping into the deep end.
Oh yeah, I've absolutely found that myself. There was video was one of my fears, and as I've started doing video over the weeks, it just becomes, it's not completely easy for me at the moment, but I'm pushing through those boundaries that I had about video. So I think, it is about stepping out of your comfort zone, and I think network, because I've also had a traditional business, and I think that network marketing is slightly different, and people just need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, I think. Mm-hmm. So what's that saying? I think Ray Higdon used it quite a lot. You have a vision that pulls you, and then pushes you. Is that
your vision should pull you forward.
Yes.
And if it doesn't, then it's because it's not big enough. It's not meaningful enough to you. So you want to go back and really think about what it is that you want this business to do for you, and make it personal. It's not just about the money. In fact, it's less about the money than most people think. If you really decide to take this business on, the money and the lifestyle are definitely incredible, but the people that you meet, the freedom that you'll have, the schedule that you'll be able to keep, the travel that you'll be able to do, and the person that you'll become. We always say, after you've been doing this for a while, you kind of take a step back and just say, the person that you get to become because you build a really big business is the best part of all.
Brilliant. So talking about fear brings me on to my next question. And if you could share one tip that will help network marketers overcome fear, what would that tip be?
I think probably the biggest thing that people, we all have limiting beliefs. We all have things that hold us back. Successful people do the activities anyway. I think sometimes people think that a successful person must not have had those fears. That isn't the case. We just decided to ignore them and step through and, like I said, jump into the deep end. everything that you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. And a mentor said to me years ago, get really comfortable with being uncomfortable, and to pat yourself on the back when you're uncomfortable, because when you have those, like what, I mean, you mentioned that you were scared to do video, Lisa. You absolutely want to pat yourself on the back when you're doing videos, because you're doing something that is not in your comfort zone. And that's when growth happens. That's when personal development happens. That's when we push through our limiting beliefs and the things that are holding us back. And I really think that people just need to remind themselves all the time that other people are just people too. And people aren't thinking about us nearly as much as we think they are. And so sometimes that holds us back, you know, what will so-and-so think? Get over it. Remind yourself they're probably not thinking about you that much. They're too busy worrying about their own thing. And I think one of the biggest tips that I could give to the audience today is just, you know, I think sometimes people have a hard time bringing up their product or their company because they feel like they're asking somebody to help them. And it's actually the other way around. When you make the shift that you have something that will help the person that you're talking to, versus kind of feeling uncomfortable because you're kind of trying to beg them to help you, that isn't what you're trying to do. You have, you know, odds are good if you're in this industry, you have an incredible product, you have an incredible service, you have an incredible way for people to make extra income. And millions and millions of people in the world are looking for exactly that. So you have something that can make a difference in their life. And just get over, you know, people are afraid of rejection. People are afraid of the no's. There's a great book called Go for No by Andrea. I'm forgetting her last name. It's a man and a woman who wrote the book Go for No. It's a great book, and it's a parable about, you know, who's going to be more successful at the end of the week. The salesperson that says, I'm going to get 20 no's this week, or the salesperson that says, I'm going to get 5 yeses. The one that goes for all those no's is going to have a lot more yeses and be a lot more successful than the one that might get the 5 yeses by Wednesday or Thursday and stops for the week. The one that's going for the no is just going to keep going, because it would be very unusual to actually get 20 no's in a row. You just have to keep starting over. So, I hope that helps with fear, because it's something that we all have, we all face. I mean, I'm doing a lot of speaking on stages now, and while it's gotten easier than it was, you know, a few years ago, I'm still nervous when I first go out there. Yeah. But I do it anyway, and it's fun.
Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's another book, isn't it?
And, I mean, you could definitely speak to this, Lisa. I mean, I know that you've shared with me that you've been terrified to do videos and to record, you know, a hangout like this. And here you are absolutely doing it. Even though sometimes you're nervous and you're scared, doesn't it feel amazing afterwards?
Oh, it's awesome. I've actually, like you said, when I've been doing the videos over, I think it's nearly coming up to 3 months worth of videos now, and I can absolutely feel my own growth as a person. So it's like what you're saying, it's not just about the money, it's about the person that you become. And I've been listening to a bit of personal development, like we all do, don't we? We listen to it in our cars and stuff. And I think initially people think network marketing is about the money, but all of us, whether in network marketing or not, what we're all looking for is some kind of feeling. And when we're grown as people, we're getting those feelings that resonate with us and of who we want to become. So like you say, it's not always all about the money for when people do join network marketing.
Right.
So sorry.
I was just going to say, a mentor told me years ago that most people come into network marketing, they think because of the money, but the reason why we stay for years and years is because of the community. It's because of the connections.
Yeah, definitely.
It's that feeling of belonging.
Yeah. Again, comes back to that feeling. Okay. So you have had to motivate yourself, excuse me, you've had to motivate yourself on a daily basis and be consistent. How have you managed to accomplish that?
Well, I've been at this for almost 10 years. When I came into it, I had a successful business career in corporate America. So somewhere along the way, I must have learned some things about a goal setting and creating a bigger vision. I definitely think that network marketing has fine-tuned both of those things. I think that when I first discovered network marketing, one of my big aha moments was because I was actually thinking about investing $50,000 to $100,000 into my own business, because I knew at that point in my early 40s that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and I wanted to be a business owner. I'd read a lot of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad books, and I understood the difference, the differences on the different ways that you could make money. And so I knew I wanted to be a business owner. I was just about to pull the trigger on creating my own business or buying a franchise. And I'm so glad that I didn't invest that money, because when network marketing showed up for me, I was kind of like, wait a minute, all those things that I was nervous about, having employees, running payroll, handling the invoices, doing all the shipping, creating the product, investing all the money in the R&D, all of the things that are typical headaches for small or medium-sized business owners, headaches and big fat hassles. When I first looked at network marketing, I was like, you're kidding. They do all of that? The company takes care of all of that, and all I have to do is tell people about it and teach other people how to do the same thing. I was like, I'm all over this. So I saw right away the potential here. And with my first company, I really didn't know anything about network marketing, but I remember in that first week or two, one of the highest ranks in that company was a black diamond, and that was a 7-figure income earner. And in the first 2 weeks of starting, I put down, black diamond on my goal, and I said I was going to do that in 2 years. And I did achieve that goal with 1 week to spare. So, I put my head down and I worked really hard. I worked a lot of hours. I mean, I know a lot of people don't have a lot of hours, but the more you can give your business, the faster you're going to grow, the faster you're going to succeed. You definitely can do this part-time, absolutely. 5 to 10 hours a week will work, but as soon as you can start to give it more, the more successful you're going to be, the more fun you're going to have. I have been working on my mindset and personal development seriously for probably about 15 years. I've attended lots of webinars, read lots of books, and I today read several times a week from a positive book. And I think sometimes people think, well, I went to a personal development or a self-enhancement program 2 years ago, and I read that book last year. It's not anything that you're ever done with. It's something that you just keep developing, keep working on, because we all have that little voice, on our shoulder that it wants to pull us away or pull us back. And so it's it's a daily activity, really, to shoo that voice away and to just keep moving forward. So the personal development part of this and everything that you can do, whether it's, back in the day we had to travel to go to a webinar, but now there's so much that you can do online. I mean, even if you just search on YouTube every day, 5-minute motivational video, listen to a Tony Robbins video, listen to an Eric Worre, a Jim Rohn. I mean, you can get so much without spending any money now because of YouTube and all the things that are available on the internet. You don't even have to buy the book anymore.
I know. YouTube's just great for that, isn't it? I've got loads of complete audios because I'm an audio girl. So I've always got my head walking around the house, my headphones on, or something going on in the car. And but yeah, it's like you say, just plugging in to even 10-20 minutes today is, it does you the world of good, doesn't it?
Right. And what you just said about the car, I mean, turn your car, many of us have commutes, turn your car into a university. That's your chance to learn and to develop yourself. When you're exercising, listening to success tapes. I walk a lot, and so that's when I listen to a lot of the different things that speak to me, that work for me.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay, so you have transformed hundreds and thousands of people's lives around the world. in this industry. What is your most inspiring story to date? That might be from one of your downline, for instance.
Well, thank you, because that's quite a compliment to be able to say that. And that truly is, as time goes on, the very best part of this. I mean, it's definitely fun to achieve your own financial freedom, but when you start to help other people do that, it just takes on a completely different meaning. And it's so fun to be at the events and to be in the audience and to see, you know, your good friends, your family, your leaders, your personal team going up on stage and earning awards. That's the most fun of all. But in terms of a specific story, one that pops to mind is good friends of mine, Rob and Kelly. They were struggling to have a family. They couldn't seem to be able to make that happen. And they had done very well in our business. And they were making quite a healthy residual income at the time that they found out that the week that they were adopting a little boy, Kelly found out she was pregnant with twins. And so they had 3 babies in, I think it was about 5 months. And because of the residual income that she had created with our business, she got to be a full-time stay-at-home mom for the first 4 years of those babies' lives. I mean, she really didn't have to do much. She just was a mom, and the checks kept coming. And that was one of the first examples for me of the power of this business, because most of us are very familiar with earning active income. Like when I was a real estate agent, it was 100% commission. It was 100% active. The day that I didn't sell a property or didn't help a buyer buy a property was the day I didn't make any money. It was 100% active earned income. And when I saw what was happening in Kelly and Rob's life and how it changed their life, and what an amazing benefit it gave both of them to be able to stay at home and take care of 3 babies.
Wow.
That was just such an amazing, I mean, I felt so good about that, and what an amazing gift for them and their life. And then another one that's more recent, a good friend of mine, Linda, she is a single mom, and years ago when she got started, she was struggling financially, and she has done so well with our business that, you know, just for example, this summer, she's taking both of her daughters on a safari to Africa. So to be able to do those kind of things for your family, and just to help people sleep better at night, you know, it's really the simple things, you know, being able to help a mom stay at home the way she wants to, being able to help a mom take her daughters on a dream vacation, and having so many people come up to me, and they're just so grateful, and they're so happy with, you know, the partnership that we have. And, you know, I'm helping to teach people about financial literacy, because one of my passions, I mean, it was honestly a passion of mine before I got into network marketing, but I've become even more passionate about it. But just teaching people not just how to make the money, but how to be smart with the money. And so I love the stories when somebody comes up to me and says, you know, for the first time I was able to max out my retirement fund this year. You know, things like that. It just drives me crazy when people, you know, who are doing well financially and they're still broke. That's just not the way it should be. So I want to help teach people, you know, how to be financially better off, physically better off, emotionally better off, spiritually, just, you know, an all around better person of this. And the money is definitely part of that.
Because I know one of your sayings is, it's not about the amount of money that you earn, it's about the amount of money that you keep.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're making $110,000 a year, that's a good income. But if you're spending $150,000 a year, you're still broke. So it's helping people to make those shifts.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you talked about in 2015 at the Eric Worre event, wasn't it?
Yes.
About financial education.
And my presentation in April will probably be financial literacy part 2.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so going back to the beginning of your journey, what actions did you take to build in such a successful business?
Well, it's getting back to those activities that we talked about earlier. I was driven, and I mean I am driven, but in the very beginning, I made the calls. I mean, I had a list every Sunday night. I'd sit down and I'd write, okay, who needs a follow-up call? Who am I going to reach out to that's new this week? I mean, the calling the prospects and reaching out to new people, those are the two most important activities that you can do. And once you've got a team going, don't stop doing that. You have to keep sponsoring people because your team's going to do what you do. And it's always, I mean, in the beginning, I was good at continually bringing new people in, and it kept the energy going. It kept the excitement going. With my current company, I think I've sponsored about 170 people. So I have continued to do that, you know, with this second company too. I think sometimes people start to go into what we call management mode, and you have to really fight that because it's tempting to do. And management mode just means that you've got, you know, 3 builders going, and so you spend all of your time helping them build their team. And that's where you want to spend some of your time, but you actually still want to spend more of your time, you personally, prospecting and sponsoring new people. Once you get somebody going, especially if they get it and they're starting to rock and roll, you do want to spend time with them, but people make the mistake by spending too much time. And another tip that I could say that I was good at or learned how to be good at early on is keep your phone calls shorter. Sometimes I'll talk to somebody and they'll tell me, oh, I've been working with my team and we have, 2-hour calls every week. It's just like your calls really should be about 10, 15 minutes. You don't need to hear, you know, everybody's every single up and down. You really want to net it out, get to the point, because the more people you talk to, the faster your business is going to grow. I mean, every once in a while, somebody will have something, you know, that you really need to dig deep and get into it. But for the most part, keep your conversations short and keep moving, keep sponsoring, keep prospecting people. That's what I did in the beginning, and I continue to do that, and it definitely works. And I think we've all been to events where, you know, we'll see somebody come up on stage and, you know, they went triple, diamond, whatever, you know, to the 10th power in 60 days. And I think sometimes that discourages people because it's so fast. That is not at all typical. It's the 1 in a million. Don't compare yourself to that. You know, I may not be the fastest leader in the business, but slow and steady definitely can win this race too. And more often than not, it does. And whatever the higher ranks are in your company, set a realistic goal. You know, if you're brand new to this, you know, it might take you 3, 4, 5 years. It might even take you 10 years to reach that level. But how many places can you go in the world and earn that kind of income and have that kind of lifestyle ever reaching those kind of numbers? So whether it's 5 or 10 years, that's still an amazing investment of your time.
Absolutely. I was interviewing a 6-figure earner the other day, and she had actually been in the business 26 years, and it was only over the last 8 years that she had found her success. So like you say, there are people that come into the business and, you know, hit it in 6 months or very, very quickly. And I think that can be discouraging to our team members because that's who they compare themselves to.
Right.
But, you know, for, like you say, the slow and steady wins the race. And I think you've probably built more of a solid foundation that way.
Right. Something that goes up super fast can also come down really fast. I would actually rather have this than this because I don't like this.
Yeah. Awesome. So just, we've talked a lot about you being at the Eric Worre, but I just wanted to know, so you are known for one of the most powerful women in network marketing, and I wanted to know, was that something that you had on your vision board?
No. What I did have on my vision board when I first started was to reach one of the top levels in that company. At that point, I was too young and naive in the business to think, it up beyond my company. And it actually, I was very focused just on my company. And as the years went on, I realized that I had something to offer to the industry too. So, I mean, it's an honor, and it's a very fun position to be in. It's great. It's great to be able to give back to an even larger community. It's certainly on my vision board now, but I can't say that it was in the very beginning. I did have high aspirations, but that was something that evolved over time.
Awesome. Okay. So, how do you think network marketing has evolved? I know a few Eric stuff over the last couple of weeks, and he refers to traditional network marketing. Kind of like, do you think network marketing has changed in the time now that we've got all this social media and the internet? How do you see it going for the future?
I definitely think it has changed. I mean, I said earlier that my 10-year anniversary is coming up in a few months. The difference between the first 6 years and the last 4 is very dramatic, and has everything to do with the internet and social media and all the online tools that we have. When I built my first company, it was all about home parties, 3-way calls, and one-on-one coffee shop appointments, and go to the events, and just keep repeating that over and over again. And I was out 5 nights a week doing home parties. The last few years, because of everything that's available online, all of those, what we call traditional ways to build network marketing, they are all great tools. And I think that they're all part of our toolbox, but we've added so many more things to our toolbox, like what we're doing right now, Google Hangouts, Facebook team pages, training websites. It's completely different. And now, years ago when somebody would come up to me and say, I've run out of people to talk to, nobody has said that to me in years, because it would be ridiculous. I mean, with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn, it's absolutely not possible to run out of people. And the most successful people in network marketing right now are people that have incorporated, still embraced all of those traditional ways, because home parties definitely still work and a lot of people love them. One-on-ones for sure, 3-way calls. Those are 3 amazing tools, but everything that we can do online now has just made it, one, so much easier to build from home. I mean, you really can have an international business all over the world without leaving your living room for quite a while. It's more fun. And I mean, like that first big business that I built, we didn't have Facebook. We didn't have team pages. Today, I can't imagine building our business without our team Facebook page. I mean, that's the go-to place. That's the place where we deliver all the information the fastest. That's where everybody goes on a regular basis, if not at least once a day, several times a day. So it's really, really helped. They're all amazing tools. And I think because of the everything that the internet and social media has brought to network marketing has a much better reputation now. And I think it's even more mainstream. I think a lot more people are aware of, all the incredible benefits that we have to offer now.
Brilliant, definitely. I mean, I love the fact that, like you say, you can build an international team sitting in your front room. I mean, I can have a hangout with you and you're in America and I'm sitting here in the UK, and it's like, it's like we're sitting together. It's just amazing. Okay, so we're coming to the end of our interview. I've got a couple more questions for you. How important has investing in yourself been to the success of your business?
Very important. I would rank it in the top, one or two things, because your business is only going to be as big as you are. The more you work on yourself, the more you work on your mindset, the more you develop your skills, the bigger business you're going to have. And everybody comes into this business with different mindsets and different skill sets. And sometimes, somebody comes into this and they've got amazing skill sets that quickly transfer to network marketing and they take off very quickly. And then somebody else might come into it and, maybe they've never really worked, or they've never been, had an entrepreneurial mindset, or they haven't done a lot of personal development. They can do this business too. It's probably just going to take them a little bit longer, because this is, they're going to have to do some of that work that somebody else might have brought with them. But working on your mindset, at least several times a week, preferably every day. I am a journal writer. I journal several times a week. I recently started yoga again, which I think is a very positive thing for your spirit. I play what I call the prosperity game regularly. I read from a positive book several times a week. This business is definitely a business of follow the leaders. And years ago, I recognized that that's what leaders did. That's what successful people did. So I started doing the same thing, and it works. I mean, I think sometimes for people, they think, oh yeah, right. Well, read 15 minutes from a positive book and tell me how you feel afterwards. Do you feel better? Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel like you can go out and do something that maybe 20 minutes ago you didn't feel the same way about? It makes a difference. And, we talk about, when you develop your mindset, and if it includes reading from a positive book or listening to a positive audio, you're going to have a better day. But if you string a whole bunch of better days together, that's a better life. And that's really what it can do for you. Years ago, I had a mentor tell me that I had what it took to become. I mean, it's funny that you asked that question earlier about was that on my dream board, being considered one of the top most powerful women in network marketing. I just flashed on a mentor telling me we were on a diamond trip in Maui, and he took me aside and he just said, you have what it takes to be one of the most successful women in this industry. And I mean, I really took that in, and I believed him. I mean, he'd been in the industry forever. He was hugely successful. And I just thought, he sees something, and I'm going to go for this. And, going for it means working hard. You've got to put in the time. There's a great book by Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers. And he talks about how truly successful people have at least put in about 10,000 hours to be that success. And so if you have 10 hours a week, if you have 40 hours a week, you can pretty much do the math on how long it will take you to achieve that success.
Brilliant.
It's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. I started yoga as well this year. So absolutely, I just finished a yoga class actually before we went live. So, but it's brilliant, isn't it?
It definitely is. I love it.
Okay, so final question for you, Kathleen, tonight. What would you say to anybody that is still sitting on the fence?
Well, I was in corporate America for, I guess, about 25 years. And like I said earlier, I've been with network marketing just under 10, and I have never looked back. And what's interesting about network marketing is once you experience the freedom, the lifestyle, the creativity, the fun of this business, it's pretty unusual for somebody to say no. I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean, we say that anybody can do this business, and it absolutely is true. But the truth is, can they do it? Yes. Will they choose to? No. I mean, some people it might not be the right thing. And I think sometimes people are so afraid to ask people because they're afraid of that no. The no doesn't have anything to do with you. The no has to do with where they are in their life. But if you're still sitting on the fence, then I would just encourage you to just keep looking, keep checking it out. I mean, maybe you haven't found the perfect company for you. Maybe you haven't found the perfect partner for you, but it is out there. And if you just keep asking, if you think that you've come across a company and a partnership that would work really well for you, do your due diligence. Just ask some good questions. Spend some time with that company. Spend some time with that person that would be your sponsor and their upline. Sometimes people come into network marketing without any due diligence because it sounds good, it sounds fun, and we just jump in. And then we find out, oh, maybe this wasn't the perfect company. It's one reason why people move so much. If you do some more due diligence up front while you're sitting on the fence, I think when you hop over the fence, you're going to be much happier with your choice. So the last thing I would just say is, jump into the deep end, because this is truly an amazing, life-changing business. It's not like anything I've ever seen. I've invested in a lot of things over the years, and I have never seen anything better than network marketing in terms of a return on my time and money. I've never seen anything that a higher rate of return than network marketing. The potential is almost unlimited. And the lifestyle is amazing. So if you're on the fence, I hope you've heard something today that just helps you decide, you know what, I am going to take a serious look at this, because so many people are looking for something different than what they have. So many people are going to sleep at night struggling with their finances. So many people are waking up in the morning not wanting to go to the job that they have. What we have to offer people is hope. We have the opportunity to give people a chance to look at something, to look at business, look at their life differently, and to enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, I really think that's why we're here. So thank you so much, Lisa. It's been wonderful to talk to you today.
Yeah, thank you, Kathleen. I could sit and talk with you all day. So we're going to wrap up. Just like to really thank you so much for giving me some time out of your day today. I really do appreciate it. I hope some of the listeners that are on and people that play this interview back get some real value from this. And it's been good. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Wonderful to see you, and I'll talk to you soon.
You will. Thanks, Kathleen. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.